Hi, good day, students. Welcome back to our fourth and final week here in WordPress. What we're going to do today is I'm actually giving you two assignments. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to insert a YouTube video into your page, and we're just going to add that to our existing page. And then the second thing that I'm going to have you do then is I'm going to have you create a new page, and I'll talk about that in a little bit when I get to it. But first off, let's just get back into WordPress and try to get some things finished up in there. So I'm going to come down here and start my my services. Okay, so I'm going to start my desktop server, and I'm going to say yes. Start my Apache and SQL services. Hit next. Wait for it to start the services. And if that says done, I'm going to say next. And then I'm going to go down here to my sites button. And I'm into my dashboard. So what I'm going to do is go over to my pages. I'm then going to open up my introduction to me on my WordPress site page, the one that we've been working on, the one we added the graphic to and the links to last week. And now this week I'm going to add another little piece to this, and I'm just going to add a video. So what my site was about some of the things I like to do, and I talked a little bit about the places I traveled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a YouTube video on, let's say, the top 10 things to do in Cozumel. YouTube videos are really easy to insert, so I'm just going to come down here after Vienna, and I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to add media. Okay, from there, what I want to do is I'm going to insert this from a URL. So I'm going to click for insert from URL. And I've already got a site loaded there, so I'm just going to paste that in. And it shows the top things to do in Cozumel, Mexico. I can also add a byline into that if I want to, but we're just going to go with that. I'm going to say insert into my page. Click in the lower right. And as you can see, it adds that video as a direct link to YouTube. Now if I preview that, it comes up with my introduction there as my site, and then down at the bottom is my YouTube video, and I can simply click on it there to play it if I choose to do so. Alright, so what I want for the one part of your assignment this week then is to do a screen capture showing me how you got that video inserted in there. Very simple, very easy to do. Definitely not rocket science for sure. So go ahead and get that done, and then we'll the next thing we're going to do then is we're going to talk about what I'm going to have you do for that fifth part of that assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and close this back up. And I'm going to go back to my pages. I'm going to say update over here first because I want to update my, make sure it holds that, that video link in for me. Once that's updated, then I'm going to go back to my pages and go to all pages again. I'm going to go ahead. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to create. So we're just a new page. And what I want you to do with this page is I want you to create a page maybe with something that you have interest in. Let's say it's a hobby or a page of your pets, or it could be just about anything. Try to stay away from things like family and things like that, or more personal. But what I would suggest is maybe like a hobby page or a music I like to listen to page. What I did mine on is I did a basic woodworking woodworking skills. Because I have an interest in woodworking, I'm not an expert at it by any means, but I do have an interest in it. So what I did is I created a page. All right, and on that page you can see I've got 5 basic woodworking skills. That was my title in the page. And then what I did everything that we've done on the pages in the previous few weeks. I've added some text. I added a graphic with a caption on it. Okay, and then my page goes down and it shows 5 basic techniques: drilling holes, cutting materials, choosing screws, sanding, painting, with just a little bit of information about it. And then down below that I put, here are 3 links to my favorite woodworking sites, so go ahead and create 3 links. And then finally insert a video, and this video is on inserting, on doing dovetail pins in woodworking projects. So what you're going to do for that 5th and final part then is just create another page using the few things that we've done in the last few weeks. So once I go out and view that site, then what I want you to do is then you may have to do this in a couple screen captures depending on the length of your page. But just take a couple screenshots, show me that you got the video inserted, your links inserted, some text, a graphic, and that you have a good title on it here. All right, so that's the second part of what you need to do for this week's assignment. What we've done in WordPress is we've just given you some basic insight to what WordPress is and how it works. If you want to learn more about WordPress and how to put together like an entire site and add the pages together and make it a little more collective, we teach all that in the DMT 1020 class, which is the Intro to Web Design 1 class. So hopefully in the spring you'll take that class and build on some of these tools, some of these basic skills and tools that we learned in some basic WordPress things here, and be able to build a fully functional site sometime down the road in one of our other classes. So that's going to wrap it up for what we're doing inside of WordPress. So like I said, hopefully you learned a little bit about it, and it just kind of give you a little taste for what it's all about, and hopefully you do take that web class and are able to build an awesome site inside of our web classes. So that's part of your assignment for this week. It's that, and I believe looking up some animation terms for this week. So if you get those 2 things done and get them turned in, that'd be awesome. I hope you all have a great week, and we'll check in with you again on Sunday. Have a great week.